This is Algebra 1, S1P8. Number 1. Alyssa wants to buy a computer for $600. If she pays $75 now and $25 each month, she can pay for it in 21 months. If she were to pay $75 now and $335 each month, how would the number of payments change? Okay, well, we look at the first one and we already know that the payments will be 21. So let's look at the other. If it's 600 and we pay 75 now, 600 minus 75 is 525. And then we're going to pay $35 each month. We would need to divide by 35. So 525, get your home screen. 525 divided by 35 is 15. So it would be 15 months this way. So 21 minus 15 is 6. She's going to make 6 fewer payments. The graph of a system of linear equations is shown. Which of these is a solution for this system of equations? Remember that when you have two, it's going to be where they cross, where they intersect. So if you went over to 3, down to -4 as a point, you have 2, -3 as a point, you have 0, -5 as a point, and you have 0, 2 as a point, okay? I would say it's pretty obvious that the bottom line is not going to hit that 0, 2, so I would take it out. There's a couple of choices here. You could take these 2 points and go to stat and get an equation. And then you could take these 2 points and go to stat and get another equation. Then you would get y by itself, go to y equal, and find second calc 5 where they cross. Or you could get your 2 equations and test these points. I really think the stat is going to be your best bet here. So if we go stat edit, and the first one we have -3 and -1 for my x values, and we have 8 and 4 for the y values. So stat calc 4 for linear, because we know it's a line, and you have -2x plus 2. Y is equal to -2x plus 2. Go back to stat and change it to your second set of points. Your x values on these are going to be -3 and -6. The y values are going to be -6 and -7. Make sure you get your points together, the x and y value lined up for the same point. Stat calc 4, because once again we know it's a straight line. And you need to know that 0.333 is 1/3. So y is equal to 1/3 x. And then if you look at your b, it's -5, so -5. You want to take these 2 equations and go in your calculator to y equal. So at y1, you're going to say -2x plus 2. And at y2, you're going to say 1/3 x, so 1 divided by 3x minus 5. When you have something at y1 and y2, you want to go second calc 5 for intersect. Let it draw. Enter, enter, enter. And 3, -4 is your solution. So your answer to this problem was 3, -4. Number 3, a local sports stadium must collect a 9.25% sales tax on all tickets that it sells. The sales tax collected on an item is a function of the item's price. Which of the following is dependent? Remember, when you have a sentence like this, the first thing they say, the sales tax is a function of, is means equal, the price. Okay? What comes at the beginning is always your y is equal to px. So the dependent, we know, is what you're looking for. It's on the outside. It's your y, which in this instance is your tax. Not the tax rate, but the sales tax amount. Okay? Your tax rate is something different. Okay? Which statement is not true? Make sure you read all the words and realize it says not. An x-intercept at -3, 0. Okay, to me that is true. A minimum point at 1, -8. That is true. Remember, minimum is low. Line of symmetry is the y-axis. That would be right here. Remember, our line of symmetry is always x is equal to the x value of your vertex, which here is 1. So that looks false to me. And it has a y-intercept of 0, negative 0.75. That looks true. So your answer is C. This is one that even though C was, you might not remember what a line of symmetry was, you could get this answer by ruling everything else out. Number 5, which of the following statements best describes the situation if the slope of equation y equal 3/4 x minus 5 is changed to negative 3/4 and the y-intercept is changed to 0, 5? I would make the changes first. My new equation is y is equal to negative 3/4 x, and instead of minus 5, my y-intercept is a positive 5, so plus 5. And I would take the two equations and put them in my calculator at y equal. So go to y equal and clear it out. And at the first one, we have 3/4 x minus 5. And then I'm going to go to the second one. I'm going to go over to the left. I'm going to press enter so that it'll make it a real thick line and I can tell the difference. And it's going to be negative 3/4 x plus 5. And I'm going to go zoom 6 because that's where I like my graph to start. There's my first one, the original one, and then here comes my new one. So the original line and the new line have the same y-intercept. Do they cross the y-axis at the same time? No, they don't. So that's not going to be it. The original line and the new line have the same x-intercept. Well, do they cross the x-axis at the same place? It looks like it. The original line is perpendicular to the new line. Do they, and this is a tough thing because I don't like you looking at how it looks on your graph. You need to know your rule for perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines, you have to change the sign and flip the fraction. If I go from 3/4 to negative 3/4, did I change the sign? Yes. Did I flip the fraction? No. So they are not perpendicular. And then the original line is parallel to the new line. Well, if you look at it, they cross. Obviously not. So your answer is B. Which of the following is equivalent to what they've given you? You need to get y by itself. So you're going to start by moving that 3x, and so negative 4y is less than or equal to 16 minus 3x. And then you're going to say, I need to divide everything by a negative 4. So y, now you need to remember that when you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip that symbol and point the other way. 16 divided by negative 4 is a negative 4. Negative 3 divided by negative 4, two negatives make a positive 3/4 x. So negative 4 plus 3/4 x. Negative 4, positive 4, positive 4, negative 4. 4 positive 3/4 x. That works. And what's your difference here? See, these are both written the same, but you got to realize it's got to be greater than or equal to. Your answer is A. That is all for S1P8.